welcome back. Week 3, post-open, post-22.3 wrap-up with Allie, Lamay. Third one. Are you tired of us yet?
No, I mean, I'm having a great time. I can't believe you guys aren't tired of me yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm a little tired, but
All right, that's fair.
Of me or of...
both of you.
Okay, that's nice. That's fair. That's the Alex treatment. Welcome to my life.
Yeah. Glad to be a part.
Yeah, it's okay. So, yeah,
Meredith will always be like, "Am I annoying you?" I'm like, "Yeah, you are."
Well, like, so yesterday we go skiing, and she's like, I just really like that. I really like spending my days with you, even though you're not like the best skier. I just like, it's really fun. I enjoy being out with you. And then we're on maybe our second chair of the day, and she's just like sitting there, like deadpan silent. And I'm like talking about the mountains, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if that run's any good. And like, it looks cloudy, but I think it might clear up. And she's just like, and I was like, I think I have my doubts that she actually enjoys this.
No, she's like a little kid. She's on the chairlift. She's like, I'm like, settle down.
Just want to make sure we're in the right spot.
Well, it looks like a lot of fun. Looks like you had some fun on the implements or whatever there.
Yes. Yeah, the features. I got a little, I had like a couple, I had 3 good ones, and then I got a little cocky on the long, skinny box. And I
actually saved, if you're watching this, and I'm talking to the listeners, if you want to see my stories where Meredith eats shit, I saved a separate story like circle on my profile page.
Oh, a highlight?
A highlight. So you can go through the whole day of the skiing.
Yeah.
Because it just needs to live there permanently.
Yeah. That was, yeah, that thing really had its way with me. But, you know.
Well, I think.
Thank you.
Let me ask you a question. So you've bailed a couple times. I've seen like some like gym fails on your page.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you're with people, do they laugh at you when that happens, or are they concerned, or is it a mix?
I think it's at this point mostly they laugh because I'm typically fine. There is occasionally some concern. Actually, in class today, the coach was like, "Hey, I have this like set up differently for this incline bench. Like, why don't you try it out and let me know if it works for everyone?" And one of the other members or athletes in class was like, pretty bold of him to have you like test the safety of something. So, yeah, most people just find it funny at this point, I think, which is fair.
Okay, I'm not alone then.
Yeah.
I bet it's like a, let's go ahead and test the worst case scenario here.
Basically.
I think it helps, like, when Meredith crashed, and I'm just defending myself here, as soon as Meredith hit the ground, she started laughing. So I was like, I'm free to also laugh.
Yes. I think that's a good indicator.
I felt it coming, and partially I was going so slow, but I was like, oh no. Oh God. And then I was like, I have absolutely no idea what to do to get myself out of this situation. So I was like, I'll just try to jump. But you can't jump. It's too slick. So you just push your feet out.
Everything was slow motion until the part where you like hit your head. It was like slow, bam.
It's like in that moment too, it's like slow motion in your mind. Like, I've made a mistake and like you're trying to figure out like what you can do, but then it's also so fast that like you can't fix it. So
no. Yeah, it's both so slow, but also so fast.
What's the worst gym fail you've had, Allie?
It would probably be my back squat. I was going for like it wasn't going to be a new 1RM. It was going to match, I think, my old one. And there were safety bars inside of the rig. And for some reason, I was squatting outside of the rig. So I wasn't using the safety bars. And I got stuck in the bottom. And I ditched it, but it caught my belt and just totally pulled me backwards, and like my knee bent back, and like I was okay, but yeah. I was definitely walking funny for a few days.
That's the one, you have that on video.
Yeah.
Yes.
I actually posted, I think.
Yeah, you can't fit. Like I can't figure out what has happened here. I think it's the belt, because you don't really see that happen, yeah. But something clearly like pulls you backwards. Yeah, it's a crazy video. What's your worst gym fail, Alex?
Yeah.
One time I was squatting like, I think it was like 295 or something. And
295.
It was a new PR. I was going for a PR. It was actually 305, I think, or 325, somewhere in and around. I lose track.
It's like 400.
And I came down to the bottom and I freaked out and I let the bar roll over my head.
Yeah.
Nah, that
It's a good
didn't
deal.
happen.
Okay.
But I've seen that happen.
Oof.
I've seen that happen.
You got
And
me.
it
Yeah.
caught my ponytail, and I tumbled around the bar. As it was like, I actually did a spin around the bar as it was going down. It was crazy.
Very acrobatic.
Yeah. Also sounds like you
this
recovered
is
well.
this is my
Okay, but back to the open.
my life. You didn't ask mine.
Oh, what's yours?
Mine, I was doing a 50-foot rope climb, which, as you can imagine, is really hard because 50 feet's really, really high.
Okay.
So I was up, and I couldn't really see the bottom, but I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to let go and slide down the rope. I'm sure it'll end fine. And then I sprained my ankle.
Yeah.
50 feet.
I was thinking maybe you couldn't get down and called for help, and then the fire people came in with one of those like life-saving
Trampoline things?
trampolines.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so you were dangling there for like an hour as the fire truck came in and they set it all up, and then you fell to safety.
Yeah, it's a good thing I have strong arms. Anyways, I'm sorry. This is actually life with Alex.
I don't even know what was even the workout.
The workout this week was it was actually an awesome workout, and if like you, Allie, you called it kind of last week where you said chest to bar and bar muscle ups.
Yeah, but I think it was Alex that said like the increasing thruster weight.
Yeah.
awesome.
Although I kind of expected the thruster weight to increase by like larger increments, but I think then I watched people do it and I was like, no, that's the right weight for this workout.
Yeah.
I think had it been heavier, it would have been really slow at the end.
Mhm.
Slower than, yeah. But yeah, the workout. So what was the workout? Tell us what the workout was.
The workout was 21 pull-ups, 42 double unders, 21 thrusters, 18 chest to bar, 36 double unders, 18 thrusters, and then 15 bar muscle ups, some double unders. I don't remember the amount because I didn't make it that far. And then 15 thrusters.
30, I think. Yeah. I
Yeah,
thought that was a great
that makes
workout
sense.
though. Like layout wise, it was really good. And also, it's been like 10 years since we've seen regular pull-ups in the open. Has it been 10 years?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done. Yeah,
I don't know.
I haven't done regular pull-ups in the open before. That was cool.
Yeah, I like that. I think it changes the workout quite a bit. It makes it more accessible, but also people who are good are just going to blast through that. So I don't think they're like inappropriate to use. Some people say they're harder to judge, but I don't think that's the case. I think chest to bars are plenty hard to judge.
Yeah, I think chest to bar is way harder to
They're
judge.
no
than a normal
harder to
pull-up.
judge than squatting below parallel.
I know. You just have to pay attention. But
Yeah.
A funny on another gym fail on the note of bar muscle ups. I was there to witness this, and it was hilarious. Meredith once went to go do a bar muscle up. She was doing a D-ball bar muscle up workout, and the D-ball was too close to the pull-up bar, so she went and did this like huge kip and just like smoked her toe right in the middle of the kip on the D-ball.
it was horrible.
Like full speed with her
I was
feet
like,
just
well,
like into the D-ball.
I just broke my foot. I
Oh.
didn't, but it felt like it did.
Did you get any bar muscle ups?
So yeah, I got 6, which I was happy with because my goal. So I set like an external goal that I told people. I was like, I want to get 4, and then internally I was like, I really want to get 5. But I didn't
Why'd
want
you
to
do
set the bar too high. So I got 6. I tried for a 7th, but that was the only one I failed was my 7th because the 6th one I think I landed like around my collarbone on the 6th
yeah.
one. So I was up there for a good like 5-10 seconds, like shimmying. So it kind of took all my energy on that one, but I was happy because I wanted to end the second set of thrusters with like 4 minutes left. And I had just over 4 minutes to do bar muscle ups, and I definitely paced too much, which anybody that knows me, that's not usually a problem. But I was like extremely nervous before this one, and I don't know why, because like I knew about what my skill set was, where I was going to get to. But honestly, I was like, I think on the first one we talked about like how nervous you get before open workouts. I think I was like 5 poop nervous before this one. Like there were just a lot of
big
people.
time.
Yeah, there was a lot of people at the gym this past weekend, and I was just like, I don't know why I was so nervous, but I had to have like a pep talk for my friend. It was kind of ridiculous, actually.
I think
but-
it felt like the workout felt more open like I think it was just a more exciting workout to watch, to do, and it's like the end of the 3 weeks, so I think it was just like immediately gonna have more eyes on it. But what was the For you, what was the importance of having like an internal and also an external goal? Like what was the
Yeah, like why did you tell people a different goal than you actually had in your mind?
I think I was, like I said, I was just kind of nervous. So I think like telling people I wanted to get 4, that was like in my mind, I was like, okay, like it puts a little bit of pressure on me to like perform better. But then like, I don't know why internally I was like, oh, you really want to get 5. I don't know why I said that like differently um, than what I told people, but I don't know why my brain works like that. But
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
yeah.
Do you guys remember the workout? It was like 2013 and then they repeated it again. I don't remember when. Maybe 2016. It was like the 90 wall balls, 150 double unders into the muscle ups.
Hmm.
I don't remember
Yeah,
that one.
it was like the chipper. So
There was like a 14-minute time cap or something.
it was like 90 wall balls, 180 or 150 double unders, and then 30 muscle ups. And then
or
you
was
went,
it 150 90?
it was something like that.
Yeah.
But it ended with 30 muscle ups, and then you went back to the wall balls.
Yeah, but like I found this one for a lot of people who weren't the greatest at gymnastics. It's like there's a buy-in to get to the bar muscle ups, and I think that's what's nerve-wracking. Is like you have to like manage your fatigue, and also like you've got this nervousness once you get to the bar muscle ups. If you're not like super comfortable with them, to get them when you get there. Like I had a couple clients who like they got to the bar muscle ups but didn't get one, so it's like, well, now I have to try again, and you have to do the whole workout just to get. So I think there's some like nervousness there when it's like a movement that you're not super comfortable with,
Yeah, for
rather
sure.
than just like deadlifts and burpees. Everyone can
Yeah.
do those movements. They're low skill.
Yeah. I agree. This workout definitely felt more open like than the others. I think that definitely contributed to the nervousness. And your point, like I'm not great at chest to bar, so I think like kind of having those nerves, like the progression up to the bar muscle ups, and am I going to have like enough energy to do those after doing these other things that I'm not so great at? But yeah, I actually really liked the workout, despite it not being like what I would consider my wheelhouse or whatever.
Yeah. What I like about this workout, and I guess it's CrossFit in general, but this workout's a really good example of it. Your goal was obviously not to finish the workout, but to, get a certain number of reps within, like in the bar muscle ups. And so you have to do, like Alex said, kind of everything right leading up to that moment to meet your potential with the bar muscle ups. And it's the same with people who, want to finish it in the best time possible. Like the whole thing relies on you doing things exactly the way that you, the individual athlete, need to do them to express your potential in the end. And I think this workout in particular, I mean, really it's any workout, but this one especially because it did involve a skill component at the end, was a really good highlight of how CrossFit the sport is. It's different for different people, but it's also very much the same,
Yeah, definitely.
which I appreciate.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the open overall as a test this year?
I personally didn't love it. I didn't think it was super exciting, like workout wise. Like I said, the last one I think was the only one that actually felt like an open workout in my for my past experience. And I just thought they were kind of all similar time domains and like very much so like cardio based workouts. Obviously, I like lifting things, so I kind of missed that piece this year. But I mean, in the end, obviously the top athletes are going to advance, so that's
Yeah.
not like, I don't think that's an issue. But I think as like just looking at it from like the everyday athlete, I think it just kind of missed some of the like excitement that typical open workouts have.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think that the test as a whole, like obviously not the best test because there wasn't a heavy barbell. There wasn't the skill and precision of Olympic lifting tested. I don't think like you said, I don't think it matters for people advancing to quarterfinals and then semis in the games. They're going to go no matter what. But I do think people look forward to the open because they get to test themselves in this like new and different way. With high skill movements, with heavy weight, with technical lifts under duress in a way that with an intensity and a focus that you don't necessarily get in training every day. So I have to agree with that. And it does affect so if it's the top 10% going, it does affect that like 8, 9, 10%, range. People who are going to end their season in quarterfinals, it affects them. I think that is worth, mentioning, but It'll be interesting to see what the quarterfinal test is, given the omissions within, like, in the open.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious to see what those look like. I mean, I'm obviously not going to be doing them. I think I ended same as last year, like 88 or 89%. So just
Just
barely not going to make it. Not that I would be
yeah,
going anywhere after that anyway, but maybe next year.
yeah,
But um, yeah, I think like with the last workout, like some people were complaining with the higher skill movements that we didn't see in the other two, but like you then also see the excitement like of people getting their first pull up, people getting their first chest to bar or first muscle up.
yep,
Like that's like you were mentioning, that's the part that people really love about the open, and that's kind of I think was missing with like the first two workouts and no Olympic lift or heavy barbell at all.
yeah.
On that note, my question from last week was, and that I wanted to ask you this week,
Yeah.
if you remember, was why do the open? Why compete, or why compete in general? Like, why, it's the open is tricky. It's not like other sports. Like, you have every year is a completely different leaderboard. Not completely, but it's different. You have different number of people on the leaderboard, different people. You have different workouts. So it's like there's not really any way to actually compare yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You are still comparing yourself to the people competing, but like, why pay to be on the leaderboard? Like, why do it? Why be a part of it? I'm just like, what is the motivation there? What do you enjoy most about that? And why
Yeah,
would,
I
like,
mean,
if someone were to say like, should I sign up? Why would you say yes or no?
I think for me the most important or like driving factor for me signing up is really like I obviously like to be competitive. I come from like playing sports as a kid all my life, but I think just the community aspect, like so many different interactions and people in one day during our like big Saturday, like seeing all those firsts and seeing like all the accomplishments, whether it's just like a first double under or first pull up or whatever it is, and everybody coming together and like the celebration behind that. I think that's really cool. And just having people sign up for that fact alone, I think is probably the biggest driving factor. But I do like to compete. It is like you said, difficult to compare myself year after year because like I'm not in the top tier and it's always different. But typically the open, you see at least one repeat workout, right? So you can kind of look at that and compare from previous years and see how much you've improved, or maybe you're kind of in an off year or whatever. But and like the lifts and stuff and the muscle ups, like I think we had muscle ups last year, and chest to bar. Like it's not the same workout, but I can tell you that like my gymnastics are definitely better this year than they were last year, just looking at it from that perspective. So it is difficult to measure, but I think the biggest thing is like the community and also just kind of looking and kind of trying to see how much you've improved over the past few years. But so yeah, I think I'll sign up again next year, despite being a little disappointed in the overall test this year. But like this past Saturday made it so worth it. Just like the energy and seeing so many people so happy, like after you work so hard for something for so long. And this past weekend, actually, one of the owners at the gym got her first bar muscle up after 9 years. Like, and that was like
Nice.
probably my favorite moment of like any of the past few opens. Like it was so cool.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna ask you what your favorite moment was, but you just answered it right there. That must have been really cool.
yeah, it was really awesome. Like just like the smile on her face, like she's probably at the top of that muscle up for like 20 seconds, like just
I don't
soaking in
want to
the
come
air.
down.
So that was really
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
Even like the little things, probably even for you, like getting that sixth bar muscle up, like exceeding your expectations. You're just like, oh dang, Allie,
Yeah.
like you're
Yeah.
crushing this. Like,
Yeah. And then like that just factored with like the crowd too. Like I cheer for these people, but they're also there for me. Like hearing like when I get to the top of that muscle up, hearing everybody like go kind of nuts. It's really cool.
Yeah. You guys have like a especially good community at 802, I think, also, which is
Yeah.
awesome. And I think that's another reason. I don't own a gym, but if I did, I think I would really push members to do the open, because it's a really great like team building and community building experience.
Yeah. For
I
sure.
think
We're
adding
lucky.
adding competition to something, it does help the community like bond. And I find, and not to make this about me, but I find that with with running now, it's similar. Like you get a lot of, it's like CrossFit where you have recreational athletes able to compete against the best and against themselves. And so with running, it's like, you have people who are off the street running like a marathon or a half marathon, just like, people who walk in the door to CrossFit can compete in the open. And it's like, you do create like bonds with people, even if you don't know them. It's like you're part of that community. And I think that that's an underestimated power of like sport, whether it's recreational or elite.
For sure. This year's especially cool because we do have Mal O'Brien's done some of the open workouts at 802, so she's actually like officially on our affiliate leaderboard. So like we go in and look at just like the 802 leaderboard, and it's like she's like number 1, obviously, but then you look down and like you're number like 4 or 5. You're like, oh cool, like just 3 spots behind her, no big deal. Like
yeah,
so it's pretty cool to look at.
She won the open, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Very cool. Okay, if there was a 22.4 designed by Allie Lamay, what would 22.4 be?
Heavy DT.
I was gonna say actually, it would be probably 22.4 A and B. Yeah. It would probably be DT followed by a complex for max load of a deadlift, a hang power clean, and a shoulder to overhead. So
I feel like that would really fill a.
That is nasty. That people would quit.
Yeah.
I would have.
I'm out.
But I do feel like that would fill a gap.
I feel like that's the complete opposite of what we saw, basically.
Yeah. And it's 2 scores, both like, and DT is not it benefits stronger athletes, obviously, but it's still kind of a breather, and you have to be able to recover from that to lift weights. I remember seeing, do you know who Dmitry Klokov is?
Mm-mm.
He's a Russian weightlifter, super huge guy, went to, like, won the world championships, was at the Olympics, ridiculously strong, like, just crazy. His strength numbers are insane. And I watched him try to do Grace one time, and you just think this guy has he's got like a 500-pound clean and jerk. He's going to crush Grace. And he got mangled, which just goes to show there's still some fitness required in like a barbell workout.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
I like that.
I did a competition once where it was a round of DT at the heaviest weight that you could do, like 12.96 at the heaviest weight. And there was also a time cap. It was like 90 seconds or something. And those last few shoulder to overhead were so sketchy, like full, like shaking like a leaf.
Yeah. 90 seconds
that's
too.
an
That's
idea.
Like a long time for a full like DT.
Yeah, and you can't. Your hands have to stay on the bar.
Yeah.
I think you used every bit of that 90 seconds too.
I think I did. Yeah.
Every single jerk. It was like
each
every
jerk,
single one.
Jerk took a 10-second rest in between with the bar on my front rack.
But the shaking was so violent. I was just like, she's gonna blow.
The suspense.
Yeah, that's so good. Awesome. Yeah. So I think you said you were going to kind of stick to local competitions this year, which I think is really cool. It's nice that those are coming back. Would you say you're more of like a team competition person or like individual? What's your jam?
I prefer team just because like it holds me a bit more accountable, and I think it's just more fun personally to go out and do it with friends. I do enjoy the individual ones, but definitely have a lot more fun doing team comps.
Yeah. Same. I feel the same these days. That's cool. Well, it's been really great chatting with you every week after the Open. I love your perspective.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. We will for sure find an excuse to do this again.
Perfect.
Different topic. Same time next week, different topic. Yeah. And I love your shirt, by the way. It looks great. It's a good color on you.
It's finally after a workout warm enough in the house to not have like a sweatshirt. I
Yeah.
had to wear the beanie. My hair is like a hot mess, but
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Yep. Any closing thoughts there, Alex?
No, that was fun.
Yeah. Well, thank you again. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me.
All right. See you later.